City Power has removed more than 50 tons of illegal cables in a Slovo Park crackdown operation. Most of the illegal connections were running above shacks, with some on the ground. Now, City Power says as a result, it's losing about 2 billion rand in non-technical losses caused by illegal connections. This is because of the growing number of transformers and mini substations that blow up because of the illegal connections. Joining us to expand on this is Isaac Mangena, a spokesperson for City Power. Isaac, a very good morning to you. Thanks for staying with us and joining us once again this morning. You're saying that you're sitting at a loss as a result of non-technical issues, including illegal connections. Speak to us about exactly how severe these losses are.
Thanks for having us, and good morning to the viewers. Sorry. Yes, we are sitting on big losses as City Power in the Johannesburg due to this illegal connection because of they didn't tap into the revenue that we could reinvest into infrastructure and even electrification of the very same informal settlements that are actually stealing electricity. It's a huge loss to City Power personally, but it's also huge to those people that are really inconvenienced by the outages as and when they happen. Remember, these people are tapping into the network that is supplying paying customers. In this instance, it will be the areas around Crosby and Hest Hill and the hill around near Auckland Park. But also there's also a hospital there. I think it's Rihanna Musa Hospital that is also suffering due to the illegal connections that are happening in the informal settlements across the road. So the cost might even be bigger than that if we consider those kind of the hospital and even small businesses that are operating in those areas that are inconvenienced every time the electricity is gone.
Now, you speak about the inconvenience in terms of the losses that come about with this illegal connection. As you speak about that, I want to find out about the interventions that you have in place to prevent this sort of thing from happening, and also the drivers. I mean, surely there's got to be drivers who know and understand the system to tap into it.
Yes, indeed. I think this issue is really a big one for us as City Power. And that's why we are roping in stakeholders, especially the law enforcers, because we see this as criminality, as pure criminality, and nothing else. It's sabotage against the state, because what happens is that everything gets stuck if there is no electricity because of these illegal connections. But also the vandalism that happens to illegally connect also forms part of that criminality that I'm talking about. And that's why we always bring in the police and even the MPD to enforce the bylaws, because this is also the breaking of the bylaws, to show that whoever is found to have contravened anything or done any criminal activity is arrested. But also, I think what we are going to do as the city is to start an operation that will basically focus on scrapyards, because these are the people that when there are any vandalisms or any material that is stolen which belongs to the city, they are taken there and they don't even ask questions. They just take and obviously recycle to ensure that they get money. But we are also not ruling the fact that, which is your last point in your question, the fact that there are people that know electricity infrastructure, which may suggest that people from City Power or even our contractors could be working with these communities and reconnecting them and making them pay. We know about those instances, especially around those informal settlements, including Alexandra and even Midrand, where we have already identified instances where people are made to pay around 300 to 500 rand so that they get reconnected. But also the cables that we confiscated yesterday, the 50 tons cables that you're talking about in your intro, most of those cables belong to City Power. So it means that probably there is someone who's either stealing these cables from City Power and then give them to these people to connect illegally, or maybe somehow they also cut the cables from the street lights, because we also have this aluminum bundle cables that are connecting street lights, which now, if you drive around, you won't see them because of some people that don't these illegal connections basically take those cables and then use them.
You say you're losing billions as a result of these non-technical issues as well as the illegal connections. As you lose out on the billions, how do you then balance out the shortfall? Does this now affect those who are legally paying for electricity?
Yes, unfortunately, it does affect those who are legally paying for electricity. And I think the classic example was what happened this past winter, where we had many outages across the city of Johannesburg, partly due to this illegal connections, but also the mushrooming of informal settlements across the city of Johannesburg. So we were struggling with our transformers and even many substations that were blowing up. Remember, they were made for a network with a certain capacity. So if you are going to add 1,000 informal settlements shacks, it means that they won't be able to carry such a load. And this is the load that even ourselves as City Power and our technicians and engineers, we don't know. So it gets difficult for the main substations and the transformers to basically withstand that. And that's why we had so many explosions this past winter. And it meant people were going for about a week or even 2 weeks, even a month in some instances without electricity. These are the paying customers. So we are losing that money from the paying customers, but also the paying customers themselves are also basically losing out on many things. Their food gets rotten, and also the small businesses that, as I mentioned, who don't even have a luxury of connecting a generator, also lose their businesses. People are losing jobs because they are employed by the very same small businesses. So it's a domino effect of what happens when we've got a problem of illegal connections. But we are actually, as I said, we are basically increasing in the number of operations that we've been doing. We are going to go back there. We know that probably after we left yesterday and even today, they are busy currently trying to connect. We asked the SAPS to remain so that they patrol that area to ensure that nothing happens. So we are hoping that there won't be any more illegal connections that will come or mushroom today or even tomorrow.
Right. Thank you so much. Let's leave it there for now. City Power spokesperson Isaac Mangena just speaking to us about the significant losses due to illegal connections.